Jai Hind to all. This is Sarvachan Verma and I am working as assistant professor in IT department at Ajay Kumargar Engineering College, and today we are going to discuss what is data. The concept is big data. We will introduce by the big data concept. So, first of all, what is data? Basically, data is in many forms. Data is maybe structured, unstructured and semi structured. Data may be a video file, data may be your messages, your transactions and your video files. On WhatsApp you have we have sent lot of messages within a few seconds. So, the amount of data generated exponentially. So, big so, so that the question is that how we can handle the data, how we can extract the meaningful informations from the big data, because with nowadays in this scenario nowadays in the era of data science, within few seconds lot of data generated by the pupils. The source may be WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter accounts, your transactions like this. The question is that how we can manage these data, how we can extract the useful informations from that data. So, that is why the big data comes into the picture, and in this lecture we will discuss what is data, what are the various volumes of data, types of big data. So, basically this lecture is focused on big data introduction. So, we are talking about data. So, basically the data is a quantities, characters or symbols on which operations are performed by a computer, which may be stored and transmitted in the form of electrical signals and recorded on magnetic, optical or recording media. Next, what is big data? Basically, big data is a collection of data in huge in volume. So, that you will see here the data is exponentially with time. The data is growing exponentially with time. It is a data with so large size and complexity that none of traditional data management tools can store it or process it efficiently. So, big data is also a data, but with huge size. So, we can say the term is big data is a collection of huge amount of data within a few, as I am already told, within a few seconds lot of data generated. The question is that how we can store that type of data, how we can analyze that type of data, because complexity is too large to extract the useful informations from the data. So, basically the question is that what is big data, how we can process, how we can store that data and how we can analyze that data. What are the different tools available in market to analyze, store the big data. Now, you will see here social media. According to the, you will see here according to the what is big, these are the big data example. You will see here according to the New York Stock Exchange is an example of big data that generates about 1 terabytes of new trades data per day. Second thing, the statistics show that 500 plus terabytes of new data get inserted into the database of social media site Facebook every day. So, this data is manually generated in term of photos, videos, text, like, dislike, putting comments like this. You will see here within a one day 500 plus terabytes data will be stored in a Facebook or Twitter databases. A single jet engine can generate 10 plus terabytes of data in 30 minutes for flight time, which may 1000 flights per day. That the generations of data reach up to many petabytes. This is the scenario ki what are the different source where the big data generated. These are the some examples and statistics you will see here. Uh, you will see here Instagram. This is the data for Instagram. 416667 likes and approx 2 lakhs photos will be uploaded within a seconds, within a 1 minute. This is the emails within a, so this is the data of 60 seconds. Tweets 3,47,222 tweets within a 1 second, or we can say within the 60 seconds. So you will see here the amount of data generated exponentially. So these are the some parameters. You will see here, if we are talking about the 1 bit is binary digit, it may be 0 or it may be 1. 8 bit means 1 byte. 1024 byte means 1 kilobyte, and 1024 kilobytes means 1 gigabyte, and 1 megabyte, and 1024 megabytes is called the 1 GB, and this GB is called terabyte, petabyte, hexabyte, zettabyte, yottabyte, brown byte, and 1 geobyte. So these are the some terminology according to the data which is stored in the form of, this is the parameter for storing the data. Now these are the some sources where the big data will be generated, like banking and finance system. First is, then medicals, media and entertainments. Healthcare is again the big source of big data generation. Education. Nowadays you will see here lot of data, lot of YouTube channels are available where you got the result of your search, and you can learn from the YouTube channels, and a lot of content are available on the Google. Just you have type your subject and you can find the entire syllabus, content, topic wise you can find easily. So this is again the big source of big data is education. Second one is government websites. Lot of data generated by the government websites, like you are doing the registrations for trains, you go for reservations for flight, you lot of income tax data will be generated by the income tax department. So these are the lot of area where data generated exponentially frequently. Again is the transportation. Ola and Uber generate lot of data within a few seconds. Millions of vehicles will run on the road, and they updates your the pickups and drop informations. So like this type of data generated by the transportation system. Insurance again is a big amount. Lot of vehicles are running on road. Many peoples, approx every peoples have one insurance in a life. This is the data which is stored inside the database. We can extract the useful information. So the question is that data generated exponentially, and question is that how we can analyze that data, how we can store that data. Retail market is again the Amazon, Flipkart, like this type of websites generate lot of data, lot of they every data, every product has lot of informations, buying information, view informations, ये product, ये characteristic informations like this. So these are the different sources where the big data will generate it. So these nowadays you all are aware about these sources where big data will be generated. Now comes to the topic, big data has 5 characteristics which is divided by the 5 V's. So first V is volume. What is mean by volume? So basically the name big data itself is related to a size. If we remove the term, if we remove the word size, then we can simply say this is the data. But when the size is increasing of a data, then that data is called the big data. You will see here the big data is itself is related to a size, and which the size of data play a very crucial role in determining value out of the data. What is the value? Value means hidden information. Hidden information. This is called the value. This is called the value. Hidden information. Also, whether a particular data can actually be considered as a big data or not, it is depend upon the volume of data, means size of data. Hence, volume is one characteristics which need to be considered while dealing with the big data solution. Volume is first characteristics of big data. That's why we can say that data is become a big data. You will see here inside this, these are the data bytes in bytes, and this is a scenario up to 2020 how data will be increasing day by day. So by 2020 accumulated digital universe of the data will grow from 4.4 zettabytes today to around 44 zettabytes or 44 trillion gigabytes. According to this picture, you can analyze from 2009 to 2020 what is the difference between this session, this era and this era. You will see here this the scenario how big data is exponentially growing from 2009 to 2020. Next is variety. This is again very good characteristics while dealing with the big data. According to the previous scenario, if we are talking about in the era of 2000 to 2009 and 2010, the data will be stored in the database, and most of database are most popular database like Oracle, MySQL. These are the some popular database where the data will store in the form of row and column. But nowadays the scenario become completely change. Why? Nowadays data will store in the form of unstructured. Means what is the meaning of unstructured? Unstructured meaning means the data, lot of data generated by the end user in the form of videos, in the form of audios file, in the form of emails, in the form of file system. So these the data is, we can say, heterogeneous data will be generated by the end user. So how we can extract that informations from that? Suppose on a Facebook one user type one comments on a particular posted picture. So this is the type of unstructured data. How we can analyze? So, this is the again big issue while dealing with the big data. So, lot of data generated by the pupil is unstructured. So, basically while dealing with the big data, data has variety of issues, like variety refer to the heterogeneous sources and the nature of data, both structured and unstructured. Earlier days, spreadsheets like Excel sheets and database were the only source of data considered by the most of the applications system. But nowadays, data in the form of emails, photos, videos, monitoring devices, PDF files like audio, and also being considered in the analysis applications. Now, nowadays data will in a various type of forms. This variety of unstructured data become a issue of storage, mining and analyzing the data. So, big data deals with this scenario. So, you will see here inside this picture, this is the different kinds of data being generated from the various sources. So, this is the example of structured data, like data will be in the row and column form. This is again the semi structured data like JSON file, XML, CSV, TSV image. This is the example of semi structured data. And if we are talking about unstructured data like audio file, video file, images, log files, this is the example of unstructured data. So, nowadays maximum data generated in these two category, maximum data generated in these category, in these categories. So, this is the scenario. Velocity, velocity means, the term velocity refer to the speed of generation of data, how fast the data is generated and processed to meet the demands determines the real potentials in the data. The data generated speeds is very large as compared to the finding the results from the data is very slow, because data will be stored. After that we can apply lot of algorithms for mining the data, for analyzing the patterns, hidden patterns from the data. So, basically velocity is referred to the generation of speed, generation of speed. You will see here inside this figure, this is the data of every 60 seconds. If we are talking about tweets, within every 60 seconds approx 10 lakh tweets will be come within a second. If we are talking about Facebook, you will see here approx 6,95,000 status will be updated within a 60 second. Now, instance messages you will got instant messages like suppose we can say 1 crore and 10 lakh instant messages will be delivered to the end user within a 60 second. Again you will see here approx this number of emails will be generated, sent or received within a 60 second. And this is, you will see here databases will be created like this. 217 new mobiles users will be initiated within a 60 seconds. So, you will see here within a seconds, if we are not talking about 60 second, we are talking about now only second. Within a second you can analyze different sources generated different types of data. It may be structured, it may be unstructured, or it may be semi structured within a few seconds. The question is that for the database engineers or data scientists, how we can analyze this data? We can compete the speed of both side for storing the data, for generating the data and for analyzing the data. So, this is the gap, how we can compete this speed. The generation of data is very fast as compare the analysis of data is very slow. So, this is the again a issue, and this is the main problematic area inside the we can say for data scientist engineers like. So, basically big data velocity deal with the speed at which the data flow in the form in from sources like business process, application logs, networks and social media sites, sensors, mobile device, etc. The flow of data is massive and continuous. So, this is again the scenario, we can say this is the another characteristics of big data. And again is the value. Value means value means how we can find out the particular information, what kind of values we were find out in a particular data. So, you will see here these are the 5 characteristics, just I repeat it again. So, first one is volume, it means size, and this is the main characteristics of big data. Then after veracity, variety means types of big data, structured, unstructured and semi structured. Velocity means you will see here speed of generation, and third one is value. Next and last is veracity. Veracity means you will see here inside this data you will see the inconsistency. Inconsistency means the data is not in a particular pattern. The generated data has no interrelated links. That is why again it is a problematic, because of how when the time at the time of analyzing the data we have analyzed the one by one data. If we have pattern, if we have analyzed the pattern inside the particular data, then we can analyze the bulk amount of data within a few times, within a less time. But now you will see here this is the veracity means uncertainty and inconsistency in the data. You will see here this is the data, but here we find the missing value, and you will see here inside this is the data in the decimal, but this is the data has integer value. So, you will see that this is the inconsistency. There is a no sequential pattern in the data. So, this is called the veracity. So, these are the 5 characteristics of big data: volume, variety, velocity, value and veracity. So, this is the we can say these are the 5 characteristics of big data.